live with us today. We have touring performer, amazing flamenco guitarist, songwriter, recording artist, Daniel, and the amazing actress, singer, songwriter, recording artist, teacher, etc., Hiedi. Literally the most talented couple on the planet. So we have had the pleasure of being on stage with Daniel on many occasions, and we have had the pleasure of taking one of Heidi's ukulele workshops, which was so amazing and fun. Now, the one thing, there's many things that I love about you guys, but one of the things that I love about you is just how incredibly sweet you both are. You're always seem to be smiling, and you always have such a positive energy, and also you're so calm, which I don't have that in my, so I really appreciate your calmness. And also I love your love story, but that's for another time. So thanks for being here with us today on live. It's great to see your faces. Are you guys in quarantine in California? Is that where you are right now?
Yep, right in the middle of Los Angeles, right next to the tar pits, if you know where that is.
I don't know where that is. I don't think I've ever visited tar pits. I'll have to look it up because I don't know. Now, are you...
Studies the La Brea tar pits, the
Okay.
dinosaurs get stuck in the tar and all that stuff. It's very exciting.
Interesting. Now, have you guys been coping okay with cancellations of shows and performances, live performance and stuff like that?
Well, we're just kind of rolling with it because we've got our work. Usually we do 1 or 2 ukulele festivals a month, and we've got all of those canceled all the way up through July at this point.
Wow.
But it's giving us opportunity to spend a lot of time connecting with people through the astral plane. And we're doing a lot of work on Zoom, both with clubs, with individuals, and with what amounts to a ritual ukulele session.
That's so great. We're so lucky to have platforms like this that we can still stay connected, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And to me, it's also our shows have obviously been postponed or canceled until September. So it really makes you realize just how crucial the arts are and how connecting with people is so important and crucial.
Yeah, that's been something that's really, really been clear since everyone's been doing the shelter in place. They're looking to the arts to reaffirm their humanness and their connection. All the things that the schools think are less essential suddenly become very, very essential.
So true.
Yeah. A lot of art going on.
Yeah. We definitely try to keep up with our friends and fans that we've made across the country through our shows, doing things like this, and we've been doing live online performances and classes and things like that. So it's really, super helpful. Now, you guys are such entrepreneurs, and you started a ukulele show training experience, and it seems like it's such a different thing from where you both started. And I was just wondering what gave you the inspiration to do something like this?
Well, you can start because I got pulled into it by this
Yes.
guitar player, macho, flamenco, electric guitar. This thing only started about 10 years ago. And it was where you started.
I have been playing ukulele since I was 5 years old.
Oh.
Although so my heart has always been that of an artist, of someone who likes to create. And moving between disciplines, I've been really lucky that I've been able to do so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
Part of why I have been so lucky, I think, is because I'm not really attached to the outcome.
Right. Right. You're just doing it to create. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was very excited to be an actor when I was in high school. And then I got to be an actor for a good 20, 30 years, which was great. But the more professional of work I did, the less satisfying I found it to be. You're working with corporations, you become a cog. You're no longer a creative person. So as I was working on that and I had kids, I started making music with them, and that was more and more fun. And then teaching ukulele to them, and it was so much fun that started to radiate out into working with adults, because adults would listen and think, well, I want to do that. So it was really of the infectiousness of the medium itself. And the reason the ukulele is so inviting is it's not a very, it doesn't beg judgment. When you pick up a guitar, you really want to sound good. You want to sound like a guitar hero. When you pick up a ukulele, you just want to have fun and you just want to play it. And you don't really care. And it opens the door for people to make music. Very kind and welcoming community. And Daniel's really thrived in it because he's such a kind person that his openness, I think, is it's just everything works together. It's kind of a perfect storm.
Yeah, that's so cool. And so where have you guys traveled with your ukulele performances and trainings that you do, your workshops?
Well, let's see. Just in the last 2 to 3 years, we've been to Shanghai, China, to the ukulele festivals in Great Britain, Canada, almost all of the U.S. from West Coast to East Coast. We went to Molokai and taught in Hawaii last year.
Mexico. Everywhere from coast to coast in the United States. And we're hoping that by the fall, if we're going to be getting out and about, we'll be going back up to the Pacific Northwest and doing a couple of festivals in Seattle and off the coast of Oregon at a beautiful retreat called
Tunes in the Dunes.
Tunes in the Dunes at the West.
Wow. So there's quite a community of ukulele players and festivals.
It's huge.
Yeah. Really?
People, especially people that have retired and find themselves interested in either reconnecting with music that they've done when they're younger or even starting for the first time. This is a very friendly instrument. But then because they've retired and they kind of have enough income to travel around and go to all these festivals, you see all these people, who've retired folks that are into playing the ukulele, and they're at all the festivals.
Wow, what fun. That is so cool. Do you have a favorite place that you have been, like one of the ones that are top on your list that you'd go back to?
What's amazing about them is that they're all so wonderful. That each one of them has their own real beauty to them.
Yeah.
I have to say, the one that we might be going back, I hope we get to go in September, is that? That's at the West Wind Institute. That one's pretty darn special because it's on a little sandbar on the Oregon coast, and you have to get a boat to get there.
Wow.
And it's so beautiful. It's so remote. And the food is so...
Yeah.
Organizer's a chef. It's amazing. The organizer is a fantastic cook and caterer, and her husband is a fisherman. And so they bring in these fresh, just gorgeous salmon and cook them for us. And it's
Sounds kind of perfect. Yeah, one thing we do a lot with kids as well, and one thing we get asked more than anything is like, "What's your favorite place you've been?" And it's same. It's very like each place has like that very special memory of like, oh, I met this person there, and that was like super special, or I got to see this thing, and that was super special. So there's not ever really like one like top of the list, but it's like these little moments that you create with the people that you're with.
Yeah, because no matter how beautiful or mundane the setting is, it really is the beauty of the connection. That is what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Heidi, you've been an actress for most of your life. Have you, I mean, guys, she's been on like do you know the show Seinfeld? She's been on that. Like, look at her wiki page. It's just a list like that long. But anyways, so have you brought anything over from your acting career into your live performances? Like anything?
There's a lot of skills that have translated, and I tend to not even realize it. Every once in a while, we'll look back at something, and I'll go, "Oh, yeah, I see what I'm doing."
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of skills, vocal skills. I tend to be very expressive when I sing because I don't have a great voice, but I have my own voice. I also have a lot of character voice. So when I sing a song, often if I adapt to the voice of the character who's within the song,
right,
I'm really realizing it.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah.
And Daniel, your background is flamenco guitar. Was it a difficult transition to go from playing, because that's pretty intricate, right?
That's a whole crazy folk art in itself, yeah.
Right. And was it a difficult transition to go from flamenco to ukulele?
Well, the lucky thing is that flamenco guitars are nylon stringed wooden instruments, and this is a nylon string wooden instrument. It's kind of like the bottom four strings of a guitar without the big ones, just tuned higher. So it feels very, very much the same.
And so you probably have a unique technique for ukulele then, coming from flamenco guitar.
Not a lot of folks playing ukulele have done this.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yes, it's very, very interesting, and I've never heard anything like how you play ukulele.
Well, without trying, I managed to find a niche and just drop into it. So
yeah, super cool. So you guys have both.
Mentioned that playing ukulele has helped him become a better guitar player.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
So maybe there's hope for me. So you guys have both created your own albums, and can you tell us a little bit about the process of that? Like, do you create all your songs first, or how does that work?
We tend to just go head first into a recording, pick a bunch of stuff we like, and then start putting down tracks, and whatever starts to bloom and grow, just like a good garden, the seeds that those, and then, take it to fruition from there. We've got a lot of really good friends, especially in Mexico. We always record about, 20 feet from where you are right now. We'll always come back there.
Can't wait for that to happen again.
And we spend days in there being really not worrying so much about the time or the budget, but just playing songs until we feel that they're right. And then once they've really caught, then we spend a lot of time polishing and overdubbing and putting different parts on and deciding how the arrangements are going to go.
So my last question was that have you guys ever lacked inspiration? And if you have, what are some tips or tricks or techniques that you use to get back into that zone?
Well, definitely. I think it happens to everybody. whether you admit it or not. And I think one of the best inspirations is to just do something completely different. Like go cook some amazing food or take a walk and exercise, get out. Sometimes it takes a week or so, and then you go to sleep and suddenly there's stuff flying through your head again and you're ready to start. But I think worrying about it is the worst thing you can have a lack of inspiration. It's like, oh my God, I don't have anything anymore. No, it'll always come back. Just
It's
yeah.
kind of like trying to go to sleep. The harder you try, the harder it is.
Right.
But the more you allow yourself to, the more it'll just happen on its own. The more you quit trying to get to sleep.
Yeah.
like sometimes you're being paid to write music for a commercial spot or something, and you just like have to have it done by the morning. You got to just pound your way through something. That's when you just start putting stuff down. That can even excite you because you're like, oh, this is horrible, right? You get it done and then you listen back. Wait a second, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah. It's super great advice to just like step away, go do something else, come back and like maybe be refreshed or re-inspired. Yeah, it's super great advice.
It works.
Now, Heidi, you are a natural teacher, and I'm wondering if you teach kids and adults as well. I'm wondering if you have seen the effects of music on kids and what that would be in your experience.
Oh,
It's
definitely.
huge.
Most definitely. Especially on kids, it's really clear. But also on adults, because we do programs in libraries where we'll have a tiny kids class, and then an adults class afterwards. And each group of people comes out of there with such a different glow. But with the children, it's a really important stage in literacy. And being able to keep a steady beat or a steady rhythm, even just clapping, is a big indicator on your ability to succeed as a reader. Being able to sing and speak in time with rhythm helps us break down language so that we get these pre-reading skills, but getting the phonemes in and being able to hear them separately. It's huge. And I also love working with kids and introducing rhyme into the musical play, because rhyme is another huge, it's kind of a literacy hurdle that once you get over it, you're just, it's so free and so fun.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, I that speaks right to my heart because I do a lot with kids with Artrageous, and I'm always saying like, music is going to help you with your math skills, your reading skills. Like, it's really so important. Even the arts, like the visual arts, and just connecting the brain to the hand while you're drawing, it's massive. It's huge. Yeah, and hopefully people will start to realize. Yeah. And so, Daniel, you've produced and engineered and, of course, perform and play music. Do you have a favorite aspect of the music process? Like, do you enjoy the producing or the playing or the recording and engineering? All of it.
That's like all geeky skills that are super fun to twist knobs and listen back and make stuff just right. But really, when you sit down and play music with your friends or other people, that's the best thing. And even if you're listening to something, modern day, a lot of people, you got headphones on right now. That's kind of how everyone experiences music now by themselves.
Yes.
We would sit around these big speakers and hang out and listen to an album or something. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I like when people make their own fun and pick up an instrument and sing.
Yeah. Absolutely. So after like 25 years of performing myself, I still battle with stage fright. And I'm wondering if you guys have ever experienced that. And if you have, what do you guys do?
Well, I definitely have experienced it pretty majorly. The classical guitar world that I got my music degree in is really judgmental. Sometimes you just sit on a stage and try not to shake in front of people who are looking at a score of what you're about to play. You know, it's just awful.
Ooh, my heart's going like, no.
So the real key I've found is actually you got to get to a point where you don't care what they think. You're doing this for yourself, and once you learn to breathe and really enjoy the strings and the music that's coming out of you, because really the nervous part is because you care too much about
Right. Yeah.
do that, then you're going to shake and it's going to make it harder to play.
Yeah.
Breathing through. And then I had a good friend named Tony Quinones, I think he's played congas with you guys once or twice. And, you know, I would ask him questions about that in college. And he would say to me, he would look at me and go, do it 100 more times and then ask me again.
Yeah, definitely.
But breathe. Learn how to breathe when you're on stage. Difficult things that happen to you when you're nervous are what mess you up. You need to breathe through those and make them powerful for you in your performance rather than have them take you over like monsters.
Right.
Yeah.
Flight mechanism. And you get on stage and it's the surge of adrenaline is what makes everything slow down, and it makes your hands sweat, and there's a whole bunch of really physical things that change the experience that your brain goes to, because it's way deep down in your brain, the spot that has that animal fight or flight.
Yeah.
Change what your brain associates performing with, then you may be able to change how you respond to that. So that's why I really think actually ukulele is the cure for stage fright, because
Perfect.
so sweet and so generous that when you do an open mic at a ukulele event, everyone listens and applauds, and there's so much empathy and love. And if you can associate performing and that adrenaline rush fear with the kindness that other people are showing you, rather than they're going to judge me and I'm a failure and I'm not good enough. If it actually has something that's feeding you at the other end, then you can completely turn around what that adrenaline experience connotes to your brain. So this is the cure.
Perfect. I'll be at the next workshop. So do you guys feel like your stage performance has benefited your business personas as well?
They're kind of one and the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of the business has actually gone into our method books now. We've got 4 different books out. And so by meeting all the people at the festivals, a bigger part of what we do now is actually selling really fun books to play on ukulele. And so you can just put them in the mail and people can have their own fun at home.
So cool. Such a great idea. I definitely have your coloring book.
Cool.
Oh, well, we'll have to send you some other ones.
Yep.
Yeah. It's the real business in ukulele in terms of business, like making money, it's actually really in teaching. You know, people like performances, but what's wonderful and unique about ukulele is that people want to see you perform so that they can be inspired, so that they can do the same.
Yeah.
Like to have something to aspire to, and also they get really excited by that. But it comes really all down to getting people to make their own music. And so we enjoy sharing books. Daniel's got 2 really beautiful books for ukulele that are instrumental, which is an unusual thing. Ukulele tends to be a little song machine that people strum and sing. And his 2 books are about learning to play the instrument, and they're very accessible to people who are absolute beginners. They're really rewarding, these pieces.
Yeah, that's very cool. So I only have a few more questions. Are you guys doing any like live performances that people can tune into?
Well, we did a live performance at a virtual ukulele festival, and I know that is available online
Facebook.
on
Craig,
YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah, Craig and Sarah Maisel did a big. They called it a mini uke fest, but it actually was like huge. It was a lot of people, and it's like 7 hours long. But it's a real, it's a real festival of teaching and all sorts of really high positioned ukulele players from all over the world came and performed and gave lessons and stuff in this.
That sounds really fun.
And we are performing a 10-minute spot on one soon. Hold on just a second. Let me get it for you.
Checking the calendar.
That Tunes in the Dunes, one of our favorite places.
Yeah.
They're doing a...
it's a little benefit concert for the West Wind Foundation, that gorgeous place you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be May
4th, Monday night.
May 4th, Monday night. Okay, and then people can find it on their website, or?
Yes, at West Wind. It's a retreat center in Oregon.
Perfect. Awesome.
We're going to be the guest of in the London Cabaret on May.
Wow.
Going to be
schmancy.
Fine lady named Tricity Vogue hosts a London underground ukulele cabaret every month, and we're going to be her guests on May 12th.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple of people who are asking you to play something, so we don't want to disappoint them. And also, I'm sure you know Bill Dickerson.
Of course.
He says hello from Vancouver, or Nelson, BC. So if you want to give us a little taste of what we would see at one of your festivals, we would love to hear it.
Sure. We'll take you back to Hawaii for this one.
Okay.
Kapahali, jazzy Hawaiian. This is Waikiki. 2, 3, 4. Night when the shadows are falling, I hear your rolling surf calling, calling and calling to me. Waikiki, it's for you that my heart is yearning. My thoughts are always returning out there to you across the sea. Your tropic nights and your wonderful charm are ever in my memory. And I recall as I held in my arms an angel sweet and heavenly. My whole life is empty without you. I miss that magic about you. Magic beside the sea. Nights and your wonderful charm are ever in my memory. And I recall as I held in my arms an angel sweet and heavenly. Waikiki, by the sea.
Yay! Standing ovation. That was so lovely. I could feel like the sun and the waves and the salt spray. It was just so perfect.
It's good right now because we probably aren't going to get there anytime soon.
True, true. Yep. Well, I enjoyed it. It was so great to see your guys' faces. Miss you guys so, so much. Tell everyone where they can find your books, your work, your workshops.
It's very easy. It's just all at danielward.net.
danielward.net. Okay, I'll add that in the comments below and send people your way. That is amazing. And if you guys missed this interview, you can find it on our YouTube channel, which is Artrageous, or on our Facebook page, Artrageous Show. Sending you so much Artrageous sparkles your way. Thank you guys so much.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.